Hello. I want to thank you for taking the time to be here today. I know that if you're watching this, you might be feeling overwhelmed, stuck in an endless cycle of anxious thoughts, or trapped by the compulsive need to perform certain actions. The experience of dealing with obsessive thoughts can be draining and frustrating. And I want to let you know, from the bottom of my heart, that you are not alone. Today, we are going to talk about mindfulness and obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, two things that may seem like opposites at first. But when combined, they can work together in powerful ways to help calm the storm of thoughts that constantly race through your mind. You might be familiar with how OCD feels. It's not just about repetitive behaviors or rituals, it's the overwhelming obsessive thoughts that cause extreme distress. These thoughts often feel uncontrollable, leading to the need to act in specific ways to relieve the anxiety that they bring. Checking, counting, washing, or repeating actions, these are just a few common compulsions, and they are often carried out to reduce anxiety, even though they don't truly solve anything. But I want to share with you something that could help you manage and even reduce the intensity of these thoughts and compulsions. The practice of mindfulness is something that has helped many people regain control over their anxiety, including those with OCD. Mindfulness isn't about avoiding or fighting your thoughts. It's about being present with them, allowing them to come and go without needing to act on them. Mindfulness is a practice that teaches us to stay grounded in the present moment, to observe what's happening in our minds, bodies, and hearts without judgment. It invites us to acknowledge our thoughts, not as threats, but as temporary visitors. So, let's dive a little deeper into mindfulness and how it can help you manage OCD. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the art of paying attention to the present moment with a sense of openness and acceptance. It's the opposite of being lost in thought, distracted by worries, or constantly anticipating what might happen next. Mindfulness teaches us how to be fully present in our current experience, whether that's in our thoughts, emotions, or physical sensations. It encourages us to acknowledge whatever is happening inside of us without judgment, without labeling it as good or bad, but simply as it is. This practice invites us to accept our thoughts instead of fighting them. And when it comes to OCD, it's so important to understand that the more we try to push away obsessive thoughts, the more they tend to come back stronger. Mindfulness helps us learn that we don't have to act on these thoughts. We can let them pass by without engaging with them. So, what does this look like in practice when you're dealing with obsessive thoughts? How mindfulness can help with OCD? With OCD, it's easy to feel as if you have no control over your thoughts. When you're bombarded by obsessions, it feels like you must perform the compulsive behavior to relieve the anxiety. For example, if you have the obsessive thought that something bad will happen unless you check the door 5 times, it feels like you have no choice but to follow through with that compulsion. However, mindfulness allows us to create space between the obsessive thought and the compulsion. Instead of automatically reacting to the thought with anxiety, mindfulness teaches us to pause and notice what's happening in the moment. You might notice the thought coming up, along with the anxiety that follows. Instead of immediately acting on the compulsion to check, you create a pause, a gap where you can make a choice. You can choose to observe the thought and feel the anxiety without reacting. That's a big part of the healing process, not reacting to your thoughts, but simply observing them. When you do this, you start to realize that the thought doesn't control you. It's just a thought. And like all thoughts, it will eventually pass. Deepening your mindfulness practice. There are many mindfulness techniques that can help you in your journey with OCD. Let's explore some of these together. These exercises are designed to help you connect with the present moment and create more awareness around the patterns of your thoughts and behaviors. 1. Mindful breathing. One of the simplest and most accessible mindfulness techniques is mindful breathing. This is where you focus on your breath, using it as an anchor to the present moment. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position and begin by taking a deep breath in. Notice how the air feels as it enters your body. Feel your chest and belly rise as you inhale. Then, slowly exhale, noticing the air leaving your body. The key here is to simply observe your breath as it moves in and out. If your mind starts to wander, and it will, gently bring your focus back to your breath without judgment. This exercise can be very grounding, especially when your mind feels chaotic or when you feel the need to perform a compulsion. 2. Body scan meditation. Another powerful mindfulness technique is the body scan. This practice helps you connect to the sensations in your body and ground yourself in the present moment. To practice a body scan, lie down or sit comfortably. Close your eyes and begin by bringing your awareness to your feet. Notice any sensations in your feet. Are they warm or cold? Are there areas of tension or relaxation? Slowly move your attention upward, from your feet to your legs, hips, belly, chest, arms, neck, and finally to your head. As you focus on each body part, notice any physical sensations, tension, discomfort, or relaxation. The body scan is an excellent way to practice mindfulness and can help you shift your attention away from obsessive thoughts and back to the present moment. It's especially useful when you feel physical discomfort or anxiety related to OCD. 3. Noticing thoughts without judgment. When the obsessive thoughts come up, practice noticing them without judgment. Instead of labeling the thoughts as good or bad, just observe them. Recognize that they are just thoughts, not commands or truths. You might say to yourself, I am having the thought that the door is not locked, without feeling the need to act on it. The key is to separate yourself from the thought and see it as a mental event, not as something that defines you or requires action. Over time, you'll start to recognize that these thoughts do not have the power to control you. 4. Embracing the urge to act, but not acting. One of the most challenging aspects of OCD is the urge to act when you feel anxiety. Mindfulness helps by encouraging you to sit with that urge and not act on it. For example, if you feel the urge to check the door again, rather than immediately going to check, pause for a moment. Notice the discomfort or anxiety that arises. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to feel the discomfort. Acknowledge that it's okay to feel anxious and that you don't need to follow through with the compulsion. Just notice the urge, observe it, and allow it to pass. Over time, this practice builds resilience and self-trust. You'll start to realize that you are capable of tolerating the anxiety and that it doesn't have to control your actions. You'll begin to find more peace and freedom in the moments when you resist the urge to act. The journey of mindfulness and OCD. It's important to understand that mindfulness is a practice, and like any skill, it takes time to develop. Some days will be easier than others. There will be moments when the anxiety feels overwhelming, and you might feel the compulsion to act. But remember, each time you pause, each time you choose to observe your thoughts instead of reacting to them, you are making progress. You are teaching your mind that you don't have to give in to the cycle of obsessive thoughts and compulsive behaviors. Healing is a journey, and it's not always linear. But the more you practice mindfulness, the more you will notice subtle shifts in your experience. Over time, those obsessive thoughts won't have the same power over you. The compulsions will start to feel less urgent. And eventually, you'll feel more in control of your actions, less dominated by the anxiety that once seemed inescapable. I know it's not easy. I understand that some days it feels like nothing is changing, that you're still stuck in the same patterns. But I want you to know that every small step matters. Every time you practice mindfulness, you are building a stronger foundation for your mental health. You are learning how to respond to your thoughts and feelings in a way that is kind, compassionate, and empowering. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to completely eliminate your OCD or stop feeling anxious overnight. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. And with mindfulness, even the smallest moments of awareness can lead to profound changes. Disclaimer. Please remember that this video is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you're struggling with OCD or any mental health issues, it's important to reach out to a mental health professional for guidance and support. Mindfulness can be a helpful tool, but it's just one part of a comprehensive treatment plan. Everyone's healing journey is unique, and having the right support is crucial for your well-being. Thank you so much for being here today. I truly hope that this video has provided you with some practical tools and encouragement as you begin or continue your journey toward managing OCD with mindfulness. You are not alone in this. You are strong, and you are capable of making progress, even on the hardest days. If you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it with someone else who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated on future videos that offer support and guidance for mental health. Remember, you are enough. Even when your thoughts feel overwhelming or your mind feels noisy, you have the power to find peace. Keep practicing mindfulness and always be kind to yourself. You deserve peace, and that peace begins in the present moment. I'll see you in the next video.